Alright, so here's the table with the results. As you can clearly see, Disc Launcher performed worse in basically every situation. A few other things I want to point out. Disc Launcher at 100 meters is performing way worse than Disc Launcher at 60 meters. This is partially reflecting the nerf that happened a while back that reduced the damage that it dealt outside of optimal range. One more thing I do want to point out, just to be generous to Disc Launcher, is that there were quite a few situations where Disc Launcher was just barely not able to destroy a target, and it needed to reload just to fire one more shot. And that does distort the graph slightly, because keep in mind, these are all generalizations, so none of them are real scenarios. But even in the case that it didn't have to reload, you would have saved yourself like 3 to 4 seconds. Interesting note about the 5 meter range with Disc Launcher. Against perimeter multilayer, it was able to curve because of the way that it fires. It kind of like arcs upward, and so it was able to fire over the shield and kill the enemy without actually dealing with the perimeter. Real talk though, I would say both of these weapons are equally not worth using. I mean, maybe Disc Launcher 8 is worth getting when you're like earlier on in the game, and they can be pretty strong, and they also only cost credits, so that's fine. But neither one is super practical. Disc Launcher loses a lot of damage over range. It loses radius damage over range. There is damage fall off on the radius itself, and also the radius cannot deal back damage, which the Blast RPG can. The Blast RPG doesn't lose damage over range. The radius does not have fall off, and the radius is able to deal back damage. The main difference between them being that the way that the Blast RPG homing works kind of works against you, I would say possibly a bit worse than Disc Launcher's does. So yeah, I did just kind of want to throw that out there. I was saying that Blast RPG was really bad, and I definitely stand by that statement, but it is much better compared to Disc Launcher than I kind of thought that it would be. I do like the homing mechanic of Disc Launcher slightly better though, because it's able to curve around walls nicer than Blast RPG can. So in theory, Blast RPG is definitely much better. In practice, I don't really know which one would be better. So maybe if they both cost credits, then, you get Blast RPG instead. I don't really know, but either way, let me know which of these weapons you plan on using, or if you're currently using one or both of them. Otherwise, yeah, that will be it from me. Appreciate y'all. Take care.